By 17, Mandy Moore was an international pop star, a Neutrogena spokesmodel, and had her own show on MTV. But she still wanted to extend her talent.
She constantly pushes herself, she's constantly learning, she's constantly developing.
She has an independence of spirit. She's not just a kind of pre-manufactured pop star. I mean, there's something authentic, real, which the audience, the teenage girls, just love.
She's admired in a way that I've not seen other people be admired. They kind of like who she is as a person, what she does, what she represents, her versatility as much as kind of her music or her films.
I love, just being myself, and whether that's dorky or not, oh well, who cares? This is me. Here I am, world. I was very fortunate enough to have semi-success in the music industry, and always knew growing up, I had participated and done a lot of musical theater, that if I were lucky enough to just break into the industry in any sense, that I wanted to try my hand at acting. My first film, I had a small part in a movie called The Princess Diaries, and then I was reading scripts and auditioning like everyone else, and then I finally got the break, and my first leading role was a film called A Walk to Remember, and then I took on Hallie Martin and had a deal.
Mandy's film career has taken off, but she can't stay away from her first love, music.
As a musician or a performer, you're out on stage and you've got one shot and that's it. You fail, or you're a success.
Well, let's go through it a couple more times and then get it, and then we can go back and do that stuff.
I like the instant feedback and reaction and cycle that you have with the audience. You give to them, but they give right back to you. And it's this amazing, fantastic, electric energy of performing live.
Here comes rehearsal. Quiet, please.
But as an actress, you're so vulnerable. You give your performance, as well as you can, but at the end of the day, you have no control of how it's, gonna turn out.
Mark.
And so it's nice to have a balance, because you get to do a little bit of both. And creatively, your mind works, in two different ways, I guess.
There's something direct, emotional, accessible about her, and that's what we saw in Mandy, and she has delivered to the nth degree.
The character, being quite cynical, she could have been unsympathetic. Mandy brings this incredible optimism and humor and love of life that she injects in that character, so you just immediately fall in love with her.
Come on, you're gonna let yourself turn into mush over something like sex?
Yeah.
You can't expect to do anything great in life if you buckle the first time some guy bats his eyes at you. Hallie Martin is very unlike Mandy Moore. I think one of the reasons I really wanted to take on this character was I knew it was a bit of a challenge in the sense that I'm a very romantic person and always kind of have been. I believe in true love and I believe in soulmates, so I really didn't have this sour disposition or sour position on love like Hallie does.
The quickest way to ruin a relationship with someone is to actually try and have a relationship with them. Haven't you noticed when the opposite sex gets together, eventually someone ends up getting hurt?
One of my favorite things about taking on a character is that process before actually filming. Sure, there's stuff written on the page, but you can make this person come alive.
I really am interested in working out what happens just before we shoot the scene. When you work with actors who are into working in that way, it's exciting for all of us. We have to use our imagination. It means we're constantly in a process of discovery of that character.
Mark.
I wanted to get inside her head, and that was fun for me initially because I got to decide what type of music she listened to, and I kind of decided that she was very into singer-songwriter, Tori Amos, Ani DeFranco, and then she'd also listen to some really obscure Swedish pop band that no one's heard of.
But would Hallie Martin listen to Mandy Moore?
Hallie Martin would definitely not listen to Mandy Moore. I think Mandy Moore is way too geeky for Hallie to listen to. It's way too mainstream for her. She just looks at people like Mandy Moore, and I think she's probably a little disgusted. Ugh, goodness. It's really funny for something as superficial as one would think hair or makeup or clothing would be. It really does help you find a character.
Action!
It makes you feel differently, and it's something that I kind of needed, especially for this role, because I couldn't relate to her in too many ways.
Director Claire Kilner and her team helped transform the mainstream Mandy into the more marginal Hallie Martin.
She came in for her first fitting and she was excited about the clothes and sort of said, oh, these are much wilder than anything I'd wear in my real life.
I was inspired by Hallie's wardrobe because I don't necessarily dress that way. I probably dress a little bit more mainstream than she does. And I remember going through the fittings and looking at stuff going, where'd you buy that? And I go pick that, I want to go pick that up, you know, after the shoot.
It's always so wonderful when you get to that point where an actor is trying on things and saying, well, I looked really good in that, but I feel like this character in this, and they'll put on a pair of shoes and walk in a different way, or, you know, just find things that really speak to them and help them with the role.
But when the makeup comes off, Mandy gladly reverts to her own style.
I'm a big jeans and t-shirt girl. I wear jeans every day of my life, flip-flops, sneakers, vintage t-shirts I love. I'm a very casual dresser, so kind of like Hallie, I'm not too picky about what I wear. I try and make sure it's kind of cool or hip or fashionable, but sometimes it all goes out the window. You just want to be comfortable. Making this film has helped me be more comfortable in my own skin and kind of helped me figure out a little bit more who I am and my likes and my dislikes and how I work and how I operate and how I think, and I feel like I've changed so much, and it's great to kind of get to the point where I'm very accepting of who I am and making no apologies for it.
Like all teenagers, Mandy makes time for her favorite downtime activities.
I love sleeping. I am a professional sleeper. I love sleeping. I'm addicted to TiVo. I love TV. I love American Idol. I'm obsessed. I love going on the computer. I love shopping. I love getting together with my girlfriends. I love spending time with my family, my dogs, my boyfriend, like everything. I have 2 Yorkshire Terriers, Oliver and Winston, and I have a pug named Dexter. They travel with me. Oliver and Winston were on the set of How to Deal and were so pampered. They went on every set and they went on walks because they're indoor dogs since they're so small, so they loved it.
Looking forward to me again? This is like way stuff. What's stuff?
I knew at 14 getting a record deal and venturing off and being lucky enough to go off on this different path in life than I had kind of expected for myself, that there were gonna be things that I would, I guess, miss out on. I have missed out on football games and proms and sleepovers and late night parties and everything with all of my friends, but I've had just a very different experience, and I've seen the world and I've traveled to places and met people, and on top of it had the opportunity to do what I love, performing. It's pretty unbelievable to me that, you know, I'm still here and people are still accepting and wanting more, I guess, in a sense. So I just will continue to do what I'm doing as long as there's an audience out there.